Hey guys, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a pretty different type of tutorial. For those of you who've been with my channel for a little while, I did a tutorial on the pair of ears that I'm wearing right now, which are just a simplistic type of kind of faux velvet black Mickey ear. But what made these special was that the bow is interchangeable, so I can pop this bow off and I can pop it right back on. I made a set of these for my best friend Erika a while back when I originally made these, and I made her bow interchangeable as well, and then for Christmas I surprised her with something besides a bow. So Erika is the most in love with Walt and Mickey, and specifically her favorite Mickey is Steamboat Willie because he's the OG. With that being said, I really thought it would be fun to make her a little Steamboat Willie attachable hat that she can take the bow off and then put the little hat at the center instead. So that's what this tutorial is. I'm going to be showing you guys how to make the little interchangeable Steamboat Willie hat, and then if you guys are curious, in the actual ear tutorial, I did make these in a different way than I made I did make these ears in a way that I didn't make my other ears. This piece is like a styrofoam, so I walk you through a different way to make the ears. You can always use my more traditional methods and then just follow the part with the bow. It's kind of up to you. I have a bunch of different ear tutorials, so you can see it all. And without any more chit chat, let's jump into this tutorial.
So for fabric, I'm going to be using this scrap piece of black felt as well as some charcoal gray felt, and then a little bit of white. I'm taking the top of a Bath & Body Works candle. It's about a 4-inch diameter on the top, and I'm just going to trace that onto that black felt. Now my circle ended up being a little bit big, so if you guys can do closer to a 3-inch diameter, that would probably be a little easier to work with. And then for the gray felt, I'm rolling it to make sure that it fits between my ears. So I would definitely suggest making the ears first before you do this part if you're going to be placing it between your ears, because you want to make sure that it's going to fit. Once I've got a general measurement, I went ahead and cut it off, and now again I'm just kind of getting myself a guideline measurement, if that makes any sense, and then just trimming off any excess that I don't need. Mine was a little bit tall, so I went ahead and trimmed it down, and then this black part is going to be the insert for the top. I'm just kind of mapping out what I'm going to do right here. So instead of sewing this, what I'm going to do is hot glue it. I'm going to just put these two ends together, and then I'll be able to roll it right side out, and then it'll look like a seam as if I had stitched it with a sewing machine. So I'm just doing a thin line of hot glue and then tapping down the other side together. Give your glue time to set. I kind of rushed mine to turn it right side out, but I would say just let it sit there for at least a full 60 seconds before turning it right side out. As you can see, my glue kind of started pulling apart there. That's why I'm having to touch it up. So with the gray part turned right side out, this part's a little bit hard to explain, so I'm going to try to zoom in for you guys. But you're going to take your black circle and apply a little line of hot glue and then press the edge of your black circle to the edge of your gray piece. You're basically trying to turn this right side out as you're working. So you're going to just hot glue a little bit at a time and start with the front and then work to the opposite side, then do the left, then do the right. So that you can work just a little bit at a time, but you're going to slowly close the gaps and make this look like it was attached from the inside. I'm not going to speed this part up too much because I wanted you guys to be able to really see what I'm doing. This is kind of just a harder to explain concept because I'm constantly using the words like right side and wrong side. But the most important thing is just to sit there and let your glue set before you move on to the next section. So just be patient with your hot glue and give it a moment to dry before moving on to the next part. You're going to start with the back of the hat, then do the front of the hat, and then do the left and the right. And what I'm doing once I get to the sides is I'm just pinching it together and kind of rolling it toward that gray piece. Again, I said it earlier, but I think my circle was just a little bit too big. If I went back and did this again, I think I would cut a circle that's more close to a 3-inch diameter as opposed to a 4-inch diameter. But once I have the sides pinched, I'm just putting a little bit of hot glue and then just pinching that black part into the gray part. And again, hold it there for a little bit and let your glue set. we have that black part all attached, we're going to move on to the next little decorative piece on the hat, which is like a little white, it almost looks like a little arched window. So I'm just going to fold my white felt in half to make sure that the piece I get is symmetrical, and then I'm going to cut. It's like a rectangle, but it has like a curved top. I have no idea what the official name of this shape is. Kind of like an oval, kind of like a rectangle. And then once you have the shape the way that you like it and it's nice and symmetrical, you're just going to glue that to the front center of your little hat. So the next step is to make sure that your hat retains the shape that you've created. So once your glue is all nice and dry, you're just going to take a little bit of polyfill or stuffing and just stuff it into your hat to give it a nice shape. To create the actual bill of the hat, I'm going to place what I have so far down on this stiff black felt. So this isn't the same black felt I used for the top. This has a much stiffer quality to it. I just picked this up at Walmart. And then I'm going to draw kind of like the oval hat bill shape on there and then just cut it out with my scissors. You are going to want 2 of these so that you can hide your magnet in between the 2 layers though. To attach that first layer, I'm just going to apply a pretty good amount of hot glue on the stuffing as well as a finer line of hot glue around the rim of the gray part of the hat, and then just firmly press down that first stiff black layer felt. This next part, I do kind of wish that I had just done this originally and just traced it before I attached it to the hat, because it would have been much easier to trace, but I just traced the original bill of the hat and then cut out a second one. This is how we're going to hide the magnet that's in the hat. To get the proper placement of the magnet, I just took my ears, put the magnet on there, and then just got kind of a general idea of where to glue it onto the hat. Now when I do the bows, a lot of the time I do a combination of E6000 and the magnet, but because of the way this one's layered, I just didn't feel like it was necessary. So I did do a little bit of hot glue, and then I attached my magnet, and then I did more hot glue, and then I'm going to attach the second layer of the bill of that hat. And there you have it, your own removable Steamboat Willie hat.